NYSC TV Live. Data startup Astronomer recently made a big news, securing $93 million in a Series D funding round. Well, it says its solutions help more than 80,000 enterprises, including NYSC-listed firms like Uber and Ford, build, run, and observe data pipelines, all from a single place. Andy Byron, Astronomer's CEO, joins me now in studio with more. Andy, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, great.
It started with a song, a crowd, a camera. Picture this. Coldplay's Fix You is echoing through a packed stadium. The lights dim. The iconic kiss cam flickers on the jumbo screen. Couples laugh, hug, kiss, until it lands on one pair that stuns the audience into silence. That's when everything changed. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It is free and help us bring you enjoyable content. And of course, watch till the end. Instead of shared smiles, viewers saw Andy Byron, the rising star CEO of Astronomer, and Kristin Cabot, his HR executive, leaning in way too close. Lips didn't lie, and neither did the internet. In mere hours, the clip exploded across social media, fueling accusations, think pieces, and memes. But there was one person who stayed silent. Until now. Kerrigan Byron, Andy's wife. So what happens when a betrayed woman finally confronts her husband's mistress? Let's dive into the cold, messy, and emotionally raw face-off that has everyone talking and no one prepared. For weeks after the concert scandal, Megan Byron didn't tweet. She didn't post. She didn't make a statement. In a world where everyone has an opinion and a platform, her silence spoke louder than words. Friends close to Megan described her as frozen in shock, yet deeply composed. She was reportedly focused on her two young children, fielding a tidal wave of press requests and considering her next steps, personally and legally. But while the public speculated, Megan was planning. Did she want revenge? Closure? Or just the truth? According to a source close to the Byron family, Megan reached out to Kristin with a direct but shockingly polite request. "I think it's time we talked. Just us." And Kristin said yes. Why would a woman agree to a face-to-face with the wife of the man she's accused of having an affair with? The answer may surprise you. The meeting reportedly took place at an upscale cafe in Palo Alto, one of those minimalist, painfully silent spots where you can hear every stir of almond milk. Witnesses say the atmosphere was tense but civil until it wasn't. Megan arrived alone, hair tied back, no makeup, phone in her coat pocket. Kristin, on the other hand, looked curated. Sources say she was dressed like someone heading into a job interview, not a confession. The first thing Megan allegedly said? "Did you think no one would notice, or did you just not care?" According to an anonymous onlooker, who may or may not have live-texted the entire thing to her group chat, Kristin blinked, sipped her drink, and replied, "I didn't plan this. But I'm not going to apologize for something I didn't initiate." Wait, Kristin thinks Andy started it? Yep. And that's when the conversation really took a turn. The confrontation quickly morphed from careful diplomacy to emotional warfare. Sources say Kristin defended herself by painting Andy as the aggressor, flirty, persistent, and increasingly distant from Megan long before that Coldplay concert. "He told me things weren't good between you two. He said he hadn't been happy in years." Cue Megan's stare of death. "That's funny, because he said the same thing about you after I saw the video." Oof. That's not just a burn, it's third degree. The real zinger, though? Megan reportedly leaned in and asked, "What song was playing while you were destroying my life? I hope it was worth it." Yikes. But what happened next might be the most surprising twist yet. Instead of doubling down or apologizing, Kristin went quiet. She looked down. She reportedly started tearing up, but not for the reason you might think. "I didn't want it to go this far. I didn't want the cameras. I didn't want to hurt anyone." Megan allegedly responded with, "You didn't want to get caught." There it is. The difference between guilt and regret? One kicks in before the cameras roll. But here's the kicker. Kristin confessed that she and Andy had been emotionally involved for months before the concert, but never planned for it to become physical. So what changed that night? Why then? Was it the music? The crowd? Or did they just stop caring who saw them? The answer may be even more tragic than scandalous. While Megan and Kristin were exchanging ice latte-laced jabs, Andy Byron was shockingly silent. No press statement. No tweet. Just a bland, corporate memo leaked from Astronomer's internal Slack. We are aware of a personal matter involving 2 employees. It is being handled with discretion and appropriate action. Which is PR speak for, we're trying not to get sued. Internally, though, it's chaos. Multiple team leads have reportedly stepped down. Investors are spooked. Employees are demanding a clear policy on workplace relationships, and HR, yes, Kristin's own department, is under external review. Can a CEO survive when his biggest scandal starts inside his own company's HR office? TBD. But one thing is clear, Andy is now on indefinite personal leave. Sources say he's staying in a rental house in Napa, reflecting and rehabbing his image. But is he also trying to win Megan back? According to close friends, Megan is not rushing into any decisions. She's lawyered up, but hasn't filed for divorce yet. Her main concern? Her kids. I don't want them to grow up thinking this is what love looks like. That line reportedly made even Kristin look away. Megan's been spotted at a wellness retreat in Big Sur, journaling, hiking, and reconnecting with herself, for someone from the resort who absolutely broke confidentiality for clout. Will she stay with Andy? Co-parent in peace? Write a memoir? We don't know. But one thing's for sure, Megan has reclaimed the narrative. And as for Kristin, she's reportedly on leave as well. The fallout isn't just personal, it's professional and possibly legal. Several legal experts have suggested Megan could sue Kristin for intentional infliction of emotional distress. Would it hold up in court? Maybe. Would it dominate the headlines? Definitely. This confrontation wasn't just 2 women facing off. It was a moment that stripped away PR polish, social media filters, and corporate cover-ups. It was raw. It was real. And it's far from over. Will Megan take Andy back? Will Kristin disappear from the tech world or come back with a TED Talk on empathy in the workplace? Will Andy ever recover his public image? More importantly, what would you do if you were in Megan's shoes? Here's the truth. This scandal isn't just about infidelity. It's about power, accountability, and what happens when personal failure goes viral. Megan showed us that silence doesn't mean weakness. Kristin reminded us that actions, no matter how well hidden, eventually come to light. And Andy? He proved that even CEOs can lose everything in one bad decision, caught on camera. So next time the kiss cam pans your way, remember, what you do in the moment could echo far louder than the music playing in the background. Drop your thoughts. Share this story. Start the conversation. Because let's be real, every one of us is just one uncomfortable concert away from a headline.